world where companionship is often regarded as the ultimate comfort, there exists a woman who walks alone. She does not seek the validation of a crowd or the fleeting approval of others. Her journey is solitary, yet it is not one of loneliness or despair. It is a path of strength, of independence, and of profound self-discovery. To walk alone is not a curse, but a choice that brings with it an extraordinary power. This speech will delve into the life of a woman who walks alone, not in sorrow, but in wisdom. We will explore the signs of a life lived independently with purpose and grace. A woman who walks alone is not weak, but strong beyond measure. And in her solitary journey she teaches us that sometimes the most powerful path is the one we walk by ourselves. She has a deep well of self-reliance. A woman who walks alone knows the importance of self-reliance in a world that often calls for external support. She does not wait for others to lift her up or offer solutions to her problems. Instead, she draws strength from within, relying on her own abilities to navigate the challenges life presents. Her self-reliance is not born out of necessity alone, but from a deep understanding that she is capable of facing whatever comes her way. Her self-reliance is evident in how she approaches her day-to-day life. Where others may seek approval or guidance from others, she trusts her own judgment and instincts. She has spent years honing her ability to make decisions without second-guessing herself, knowing that the only true path to growth is to trust herself fully. She understands that no one can truly know her needs, desires, or dreams like she can, and thus she learns to listen to the quiet voice within her. The beauty of self-reliance lies in its quiet resilience. She does not need a cheering crowd or a group of friends to validate her worth. Her worth is self-evident because she does not need validation. She has built a life on her own terms, shaped by her values and desires, not by the opinions or expectations of others. In this self-sufficient space, she is free from the crippling fear of judgment that often holds others back from pursuing their true purpose. This deep well of self-reliance also gives her a sense of peace. In the silence of her own company, she does not feel incomplete. She is whole on her own, understanding that while companionship can enrich life, it is not the foundation of her happiness. Her happiness does not come from the presence of others, but from the peace she has cultivated within herself. The woman who walks alone knows that true contentment arises when she learns to be at peace with her own thoughts, actions, and decisions. This self-reliance does not make her immune to hardships. Rather, it allows her to face them with an unwavering belief in her ability to rise again. Life may knock her down, but she knows that the strength to stand up and continue is within her. No matter the storm that rages outside, she is anchored in the knowledge that she can weather it alone, because she has always had herself to lean on. It is through this constant practice of relying on herself that she builds an unshakable foundation of strength and resilience. She is unafraid of silence and reflection. A woman who walks alone is at peace with silence. While others may fill every quiet moment with noise or distraction, she welcomes the stillness as an opportunity for growth and clarity. In the absence of chatter, she finds space to listen, not just to the world around her, but to the voice inside her that often gets drowned out in the busyness of life. Silence is not something to be feared, but a sacred space in which her mind can settle and her spirit can renew. In her solitude, she has learned to reflect deeply. Where others may rush to fill their lives with constant activity and external input, she understands the value of slowing down. Reflection is her tool for understanding, for processing the complexities of her thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Each quiet moment becomes an opportunity to reassess her life, her choices, and her direction. It is through this ongoing process of reflection that she gains insight into her true desires and her greater purpose. Many fear silence because it forces them to confront their inner world. It is in the quiet that they must face their own thoughts and emotions, many of which they may have been avoiding. But a woman who walks alone has learned that this confrontation is not to be feared. In fact, it is in these moments of quiet self-reflection that she gains strength. The silence no longer feels like a void to be filled, but a space to be embraced, as it offers the chance to grow in self-awareness and wisdom. This deep relationship with silence also allows her to cultivate a peace that cannot be disturbed by the noise of the world. When everyone around her is frantic, rushing to meet deadlines or gain approval, she remains calm. The constant clamor of external expectations does not penetrate the peace she has cultivated in her heart. Silence has become a sanctuary where she can center herself, detach from the noise, and reconnect with her own essence. In this peace, she finds clarity, understanding, and a sense of calm purpose. The solitude she embraces is not one of isolation, but one of strength. She knows that it is only in being comfortable with herself, in silence and solitude, that she can truly understand the world around her. When others may rely on external noise for validation, she relies on the wisdom she has gained through quiet introspection. Her understanding of the world is not shaped by the opinions of others, but by her own carefully considered reflections, which allow her to move through life with a clear mind and steady heart. In a world that often fears quiet, she has come to treasure it. It is in silence that she finds her true voice, untainted by the voices of others. It is in reflection that she gains the insights that guide her forward. The woman who walks alone has made peace with the silence, because she understands that it is in these moments that her true strength is revealed. She sees through the noise of the world. A woman who walks alone has learned the art of discernment. The world around her is filled with distractions, opinions, and chaos, but she has cultivated the ability to see through it all. Where others may be swayed by the latest trends, popular opinions, or the noise of everyday life, she remains unaffected. She knows that much of what surrounds her is fleeting and does not align with her deeper values or long-term goals, and clarity of vision allows her to focus on what truly matters, cutting through the superficiality that often consumes others. This ability to see through the noise comes from a place of quiet confidence. She does not need to keep up with the constant chatter or the constant changes happening around her. She trusts her intuition and her inner compass to guide her, rather than seeking validation from external sources. While others are caught up in the frenzy of trying to be seen or heard, she walks a steady path, guided by her own understanding of what is truly important in life. In moments of confusion or uncertainty, she relies on her ability to silence the external distractions and listen to her inner voice. The world may be loud, but within her there is a stillness that provides the clarity she needs. The noise of the world cannot penetrate the calm she has created for herself. She understands that not every opinion requires her attention, and not every crisis requires her involvement. She filters through the noise, only allowing what aligns with her values and vision to reach her. This clarity extends beyond the surface-level distractions and into the deeper complexities of human interaction. She does not fall prey to manipulation or deceit. While others may be fooled by false appearances or seductive promises, she can see through the facades. She understands that true character is not always immediately visible, and she takes the time to truly understand the people and situations she encounters. This ability to see beyond the surface allows her to navigate relationships with wisdom and authenticity. The noise of the world also includes the societal pressures that try to dictate how she should live, look, or behave. But she has learned to reject these pressures. While others may bend to fit in, she stands firm in her individuality. She is not swayed by the opinions of others, for she knows that these opinions are often rooted in the shallow desires of the world, rather than in the truth of who she is. She does not need to conform to what others think is right. Her strength lies in her unwavering commitment to her own path. The woman who walks alone does not need to justify herself to others. She understands that the world will always be filled with noise, and that it is impossible to please everyone. She does not waste her time or energy trying to fit into molds that were never meant for her. She has a quiet confidence in her choices, knowing that the true path is one that she carves for herself, regardless of external judgment or expectation. Her ability to see through the noise also grants her a deeper sense of peace. Because she is not constantly distracted by the clamor of the world, she can maintain a sense of inner tranquility. She does not feel the need to react to every situation or to rush into decisions. Her life is not defined by the external world, but by her internal compass, which remains steady even amidst chaos. This discernment is a gift that only a woman who walks alone can truly understand. While others may be swept away by the current of popular opinion or societal expectations, she stands firm in her clarity. She knows what is real and what is false, what is essential and what is superficial. This ability to see through the noise of the world allows her to live a life that is aligned with her true self, not the expectations or illusions that others may try to impose on her. She is slow to react, but quick to understand. A woman who walks alone has learned the power of patience. While many react impulsively to the events and challenges that arise in their lives, she has mastered the art of measured response. Her mind is trained to pause before reacting, allowing the dust to settle before making any decisions or judgments. She knows that a hasty reaction often leads to regret, whereas a calm response allows for clarity and wisdom. This ability to take a step back before reacting is one of the key marks of her strength. This thoughtful approach comes from years of practice and introspection. She has learned that emotions, when left unchecked, can cloud her judgment. By taking the time to reflect, she can see situations for what they truly are, free from the distortions of anger, frustration, or fear. Her ability to pause before acting is not a sign of weakness, but of profound strength. Strength in knowing that, in many situations, the best response is often the one that is carefully considered. Her ability to understand quickly, however, is a different kind of power. While she may take her time to respond, she is remarkably perceptive. She has learned to read people and situations with an intuitive depth that others often overlook. Her understanding goes beyond the surface. She can sense the underlying currents, the hidden motives, and the unspoken truths that many fail to notice. This deep understanding is the result of her years of solitary reflection and self-awareness. Being slow to react and quick to understand means she does not allow herself to be swept up in the drama of the moment, where others may rush to conclusions or react out of a sense of urgency. She takes her time. She knows that not every situation demands an immediate response. By resisting the urge to jump into action, she maintains her emotional equilibrium, which allows her to approach life's challenges with a clear mind. This quality also allows her to handle conflict with grace. Instead of becoming defensive or combative, she listens deeply. She takes the time to understand both sides of the issue before offering her perspective. Her capacity for empathy allows her to see where others are coming from, even when their emotions are running high. She does not let her own emotions dictate her behavior, but instead chooses to act with calm and deliberation. In relationships, this characteristic can be a tremendous asset. She is not quick to judge, criticize, or dismiss others. She takes the time to understand the complexities of the people around her, recognizing that everyone has their own struggles, fears, and experiences that shape their behavior. This understanding allows her to approach her relationships with compassion and to offer support without rushing to impose her own opinions or solutions. Her ability to understand quickly also translates into her decision-making. While others may be swayed by immediate emotions or external pressures, she relies on her clear understanding of the situation. She has learned that rushing decisions often leads to poor outcomes. Instead, she trusts her ability to analyze the facts, understand the underlying dynamics, and then choose the path that aligns with her values and goal. In moments of chaos, she remains steady. Where others may act out of panic or frustration, she maintains her calm and composure. This ability to stay grounded in the face of difficulty is what allows her to face life's challenges without becoming overwhelmed. Her understanding of the situation gives her the confidence to know that no matter what comes her way, she has the ability to respond in the best way possible. Ultimately, this ability to be slow to react and quick to understand allows her to live a life that is less reactive and more intentional. She is not swayed by the whims of others or the pressures of the moment. Her responses are thoughtful and purposeful, guided by the deep understanding she has cultivated over years of solitude and self-reflection. This quiet strength gives her the ability to remain unshaken, even in the face of life's greatest challenge. She has mastered the art of independence. A woman who walks alone has a deep understanding of the importance of independence. It is not just a matter of living alone or making decisions without others, but rather a mindset that she has carefully cultivated over time. Independence is her anchor, grounding her in a world that often demands conformity and reliance on others. She has built her life in such a way that she does not depend on others for validation, support, or direction. Her independence is the source of her inner strength, and it is something she nurtures daily. This independence is born out of necessity at times, but also out of a quiet, deliberate choice. Life has shown her that to wait for others to define her path is to invite uncertainty and frustration. She has learned that she alone is responsible for her happiness, her success, and her future. She does not sit idle, hoping for things to change or for someone to intervene. She takes ownership of her life and makes the decisions that shape her future, regardless of how others might view her choices. Her independence is not limited to material possessions or decisions. It also extends to her emotional life. She does not look to others for constant reassurance or to fill emotional gaps. Instead, she has learned to nurture her own well-being. She understands that her emotions are her own responsibility, and that seeking others to manage her emotional health only leads to disappointment. She has developed the resilience to weather the storms of her heart without relying on others to provide a sense of stability. This sense of emotional independence allows her to stay grounded in her true self. While others may depend on the opinions and emotions of those around them, she is not easily swayed. She has developed the strength to face difficult emotions on her own, acknowledging them and allowing them to pass without becoming consumed by them. Her emotional maturity is a result of her years of self-reliance and understanding that she must take responsibility for her inner world. Her independence is also reflected in the way she pursues her goals. While others may seek partnerships, mentorships, or the approval of friends and family to move forward, she takes a more solitary approach. She understands that the road to success is often long and lonely, and that relying on others to push her forward will only slow her down. She has learned to chart her own course, using her own resources and her own drive to propel herself toward her aspiration. This self-motivation allows her to move ahead, even when the path seems unclear. While some may view her independence as a sign of isolation, it is actually a source of freedom. She does not feel bound by the expectations of others or the need to conform to societal pressures. She has learned that true freedom comes from within, by being able to live authentically and make decisions that align with her values. Her independence gives her the strength to stand apart from the crowd and to follow her own vision, regardless of what others may think or say. She has also mastered the art of taking care of herself. From managing her finances to maintaining her health, she understands that no one else can take responsibility for these aspects of her life. She has built a routine of self-care that supports her independence and ensures that she remains strong, both physically and mentally. She does not wait for others to step in and help. She has learned to be self-sufficient in every area of her life. This mastery of independence extends to her career and personal ambitions. She does not rely on a partner or a team to define her success. She has learned to navigate the complexities of her career on her own, making choices that align with her values and long-term goals. Her sense of independence allows her to take risks, follow her passions, and grow in ways that are entirely her own. She understands that her success is hers to define, and she does not let anyone dictate the terms of her achievements. Her ability to be independent also means she is not afraid of the unknown. While others may seek comfort in certainty and the familiar, she embraces the unpredictability of life. She knows that in order to grow, she must step out of her comfort zone and face the unknown with confidence. Independence has taught her that she is capable of handling whatever comes her way, and that the challenges she faces are merely opportunities to prove her strength. In relationships, her independence is often misunderstood. Many may see her as distant or unapproachable, but what they fail to recognize is that her independence is not about pushing others away. It is about creating space in her life where she can thrive without being dependent on anyone. She values her relationships, but does not rely on them for her sense of self-worth. Her love is given freely, without strings attached, because she does not need validation from anyone else to feel complete. Her independence also makes her fiercely protective of her time and energy. She has learned the value of saying no when necessary and setting boundaries that honor her own needs. She does not let the demands of others consume her, as she knows that her energy must be preserved for the things that matter most to her. She is deliberate in how she spends her time, ensuring that each decision serves her well-being and aligns with her goals. This level of independence also allows her to be more generous with others. Because she does not rely on others for validation, she is free to give from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. She offers her help, her love, and her support freely, without expecting anything in return. Her independence has not made her selfish. Rather, it has allowed her to be more giving, as she has the confidence to stand on her own without needing anything from others ultimately. The mastery of independence has shaped every aspect of her life. It is the foundation upon which she builds her decisions, relationships, and goals. She has learned that true power lies in being able to stand on her own, knowing that she is capable of handling whatever life throws her way. Her independence gives her the freedom to live authentically, to chase her dreams, and to live a life of purpose, all while being unshaken by the judgments or expectations of others.